ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone arena action. Now, I just had Shaman and Warrior back-to-back pretty recently, and Paladin I'm still on vacation from, so I'm going to play Shaman. I know it was very recently that I did a Shaman run, but I would like to see if I can put into action the lesson that we learned at the end of that one, which is that when you play an aggro-resistant class, you don't need to worry too much about drafting anti-aggro. Okay, so we're starting off with a legendary. Lorwalker Cho is he's a really cute panda, but he's not actually a good card in Arena. The Blood Mage, it's not exciting. It's like a Kobold Geomancer, essentially, that gives a card when it dies. So, like, that's good to have as a Shaman, because it makes your Forked Lightnings and your Lightning Storms better. Now, Baron Geddon, definitely a good legendary. I'm not going to take it as a Shaman, though, because it's going to kill off all my totems. And it's very swingy. It might just be totally unplayable. So let's go ahead and grab a quote-unquote Kobold Geomancer. It's not the sexiest legendary there ever was, but I think it's the best pick of those three. And we get a not very good card here. I don't want to take up 5 mana drop slots. Let me turn my volume down. With this thing, I mean, yeah, sometimes the 2 damage is really good, but the problem is if the 2 damage isn't killing anything, that is just terrible. 4-2 for 5 mana is, like, awful. 4-2 is, like, pretty bad for 3 mana. I certainly don't want it for 5. So we'll take this. It is a playable 1-drop, and that's decent to have. Really sad to be passing on a Dark Iron Dwarf. I would have taken it over any of the 3 cards in the pick where the Infiltrator was, but we'll take a Lightning Bolt. I mean, you just have to. It's just way too good. Here, the Rockbiter Weapon. Oh, I didn't see any of those in my last draft. I'm happy to take 1. Happy to take 2. All right, this is a good start. And we're back to garbage. So the Razorven Hunter, I think, is the mainly playable card there. I'm not super thrilled about it, though. I don't like this thing at all, so we'll take the Out Against Weapons. The Ooze is nice. So the Silver Moon Guardian, definitely a solid card. I think it's not solid enough for me to pass on a Flame Tongue Totem. If I see more Flame Tongue Totems, I'll be sad I did this, but I think that was the best call here. What is up with all these crap commons? Oh my god. Where's the Dark Iron Dwarf now? Alright, well, all the good commons I saw at the same picks as like these Rockbiter Weapons and Lightning Bolts. When it's just commons all by themselves, we get crap. Well, I think the Dread Corsair has to be it. It's an overpriced Grizzly Bear, and that's still better than the other 2 cards in the pack. We get a rare here. Now, the Questing Adventurer, there are rares that I might take over Lava Burst, but not Questing Adventurer. Lava Burst is just really ridiculous. Well, we're getting lots of removal in this draft, so that bodes well. Here we see another kind of mediocre pack. I need to see some endgame stuff here. I just haven't been offered any yet, except for the Lord of the Arena. I could take this guy, but I'm just going to take another Lightning Bolt. I'm still not at the point where I have too many. Aha. Well, now this is the only playable card here, but it is kind of what we need. Endgame. This is a card I've actually taken before. He's actually really cute with Rockbiter Weapon, swinging in for a total of 10 damage. But let's get a Stormwind Champion. Let's make sure we have some endgame here, because right now we have pretty much none. Of these 2 taunts, neither of which I'm a fan of, the Booty Bay Bodyguard is cheaper, and does the job pretty much just as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab him over the Lord. This thing. Boy, is this unimpressive. Even when it's good, it's still unimpressive. I hate taking up a 4-drop spot for the Windspeaker, but at the same time, the only 4-drop I have is an overpriced 3-drop. So I might just have to take this. I don't want to take another Booty Bay Bodyguard, so we'll take the Windspeaker, but we are not happy about it. Hey, there's a Hex. I didn't see any of those in my last draft either. So we've got all of our spells. Our spells, our removal suite is fantastic. A+++ would buy again. We just need some endgame here, and some 4-drops. We need a lot of 4-drops. I mean, really, the only 3-drop I have is a Hunter, so we just need 3, 4, and like 6 and 5 mana creatures here from the rest of the time on. So let's go ahead and grab the Frost Elemental. That's good. Yeah, the Imp Master, it is good with the Stormwind Champion and the Frostwolf Warlord. So I'm going to take it. I think the Knife Juggler is better in the abstract, but I do need things to play on turn 3, and this has some synergy with my deck. So we'll grab it up. Man, this is a tough call. Twilight Drake, of course, very good 4-drop, and I need those, but this is a good 6-drop, and I need those too. Well, I have like literally no good 4-drops, so I'm going to take 1 just to make sure I have a Chillwind Yeti in the deck, as sad as it is to pass on the Argent Commander. Taking 2 of these is very greedy, however, this is just unplayable trash, so I have to take it. I just don't have a choice. I don't like this monkey, I don't want another one of these guys. We'll take another good 2-drop, I guess. Cult Master is very good with the Imp Master. That's great. Fire Elemental. I was worried I would never see any of these. Jesus. Crap! I cannot take a 3rd Frostwolf Warlord. That is just asking for trouble. So I'll take another Worgen Infiltrator, I guess. Okay. I don't have silence in the deck, but I need stuff here. I'm going to take a Silverhand Knight. I need big bodies. And I cannot lie. These are not good enough to justify taking over a third rock fighter weapon. Flesh Eating Ghoul, great. I need good 3-drops. Pretty hard, pretty bad. And we're ending the draft with a Lightning Storm. So the question is, do I actually take this? I already have so much removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I could take. I mean, this is the only global removal that I have, so I'm gonna take it. The Manatide Totem was definitely tempting, but I'm not sure I'd be able to protect it. And the Wild Pyromancer is not good enough to justify taking over a Lightning Storm, obviously. Well, so this draft has plenty of removal. The strategy, but it's missing a mid game. It has absolutely no. Like, it really doesn't have, like, other than the Twilight Drake and the Flesh Eating Ghoul, it's got like no good 3-drops and 4-drops. And it has a decent number of endgame cards, but not that many. So I'd like. Yeah, I'd just like more quality there. There were too many bad common picks. So when you have bad commons backing up a lot of removal, it kind of sucks because there's too much of a chance that you're just going to die. Alright, well, we're up against Handicap the Druid. This is a fine opening hand, I think. I've got the Rockbiter weapon if he plays one big thing. I've got the Fork Lightning if he plays 2 little things. We'll probably not be playing the Blood Mage on turn 2. And the reason for that is the Druid, of course, can kill it. Now, it draws a card when it dies. However, I don't actually want to miss on the spell damage. Fork Lightning being able to do 3 damage instead of 2 damage makes all the difference in the world sometimes. I mean, whole games are won or lost based on that. So I don't want to throw that away for a card. Now, if this were a Loot Hoarder and all it did was draw a card, then sure, I'd get rid of it in that case and let my opponent waste time killing it. So I got the worst possible totem. Then again, if he spends his whole turn shapeshifting to kill it, that's better than, you know, the alternative. But I would have rather gotten like a healing totem or something that could actually stick around. So we got the imp started here. Oh, he's gonna leave the totem alive. Okay, it's gonna be one of those games. All right. I don't think there's any universe where that is the right move. I mean, maybe he's like thinking he's got a swipe. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's got a swipe, so he knows this is gonna die anyway. I still don't think it's the right move. I think if this is going to hit you anyway, you might as well kill it just on pure principle. I mean, the 1 damage it did to my face is so unlikely to matter. Well, I guessed right. He had the swipe. But he really doesn't get anything out of it. And I guess all he did was, you know, he dealt the damage to me, and I dealt the damage to him. Alright, we're going to play the Twilight Drake. That was a very timely arrival. Druids do have a class-specific silence, which is a rare, the Keeper of the Grove. That would be a very unfortunate thing for this Twilight Drake to see. The Lava Burst can now deal up to 6 damage with the Blood Mage, which is crazy, because that is a lot of damage. That'll almost take down an Ogre, and it will take down a Stormwind Champion. Alright, he's continuing to bash me. Alright, well the Frostwolf Warlord is an interesting move. I could get a 5/5 for 5. Sometimes a good option now is better than the best option later. Now this, I don't really want to spend time hitting this stupid thing. I could play the Dread Corsair, but the issue is that this plus hero ability will kill it off, and then my opponent will still have the 2/1 remaining. Granted, that does turn on Forked Lightning for me, and it causes him to spend a third of his mana killing my thing, rather than actually playing a 6-drop, which is what I'd be more concerned about from a Druid. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's give him a damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of a thing. We'll play that, we'll ignore the Harvest Golem, and we'll just get some damage in. So the idea here is that if he runs into this, shapeshifts and kills it, plays another creature for 4 mana, there's a chance it will have only 3 health, and then I'll be able to play Blood Mage and Forked Lightning, kill off the Harvest Golem, and kill the new creature. If he plays a 4-mana creature, though, like a Chillwind Yeti or a Sanjin Shieldmaster, then I will say that my Gambit failed. And I should have just attacked this when I had the chance. So he's going to have just removal for it, which is preserving the Harvest Golem's respawn, I suppose. I don't have any Earth Shocks. I never saw any in the draft. I saw 1 Silence, but it was an Owl, which I'm not super thrilled with. He's going to play the Wolf Rider. Is he going balls to the walls on me here? He's going balls to the walls on me. Well, alright. So I don't even actually need to play the Blood Mage here for Forked Lightning. That means is that I can actually play some other stuff. I could play the Booty Bay. I think I'm going to play the Booty Bay. And the reason for this is simply that I would like to wait on the Frostwolf Warlord. If I have a reasonable... Basically, it's like this. If I have a reasonable alternative to playing this, then I will play the reasonable alternative. If I didn't have an alternative, I wasn't going to like hold on to this. I would have played it. But here, we'll just do this. And this. Now, I am overloaded, and so what that means is that next turn I cannot play a Totem and the Warlord, which is what I'd normally be able to do for 7 mana. I can just play the Warlord. But a 6/6 is actually fine. I will happily take a 6/6 for 5 mana. That is quite large. It's the only 1 hit point less than a Boulder Fist Ogre, and we all agree that's a pretty good card. It's got some kind of removal spell. Look how terrible that is. See what I'm talking about? This card was just terrible there. It just dealt damage to the Twilight Drake, and who even cares? Alright, so I could hold on to this Frostwolf Warlord, and what that would allow me to do is play Rockbiter Weapon and kill this off. I think I'm going to do that, because I think it's worth it to kill it off. If this was the best he had for 7 mana, that bodes pretty well. Ah, wow, so spell damage, that's nice. Let's go ahead, give myself a Rockbiter Weapon. Kill this thing off. Now, do I play the Worgen Infiltrator? So he shot this almost like he's gearing up for a Starfall. In which case, I'd rather actually hold on to that. So the value of this on the board isn't that high, and this did look like he was trying to prep up for a Starfall. I could be wrong, though. I mean, there wasn't much else for him to shoot with that guy anyway, but that's what it seemed like to me. It's the instinct I have. So we'll just hold on to this. It won't be the end of the world next turn at 8 mana to play Totem, this, and Frostwolf Warlord and have it be really big. Okay, so now he's definitely... well, no, I guess if he hadn't had this backup, I would say he was definitely gearing up for a Starfall. Okay, Lava Burst. It's pointless to use on that. I could, of course... Well, let's see. Do I want a Rockbiter Weapon and kill this thing? Or do I want to just preserve my health? I mean, getting into 14 is not my favorite thing in the world. I think the Twilight Drake's done its job. I think he does have a Starfall incoming. I don't know, it's just my instinct. My hunch. So we'll make a Frostwolf Warlord here. It's an 8/8, that's pretty large. And we're just going to trade the creature here. Playing it a little bit conservatively. So Starfall here would be pretty stupid. It would just kill off the Worgen and my totems. And he's only got 4 cards left. He hasn't really gotten any value this game. We're about equal on life, so I'd say that I've come out ahead in the opening and mid-game. Well, it's a pretty good card. No doubt about that. Stormwind Champion would be great here. I could throw away my totem and pop Divine Shield. He's going to buff it up some more. Alright, that actually makes no difference because Lava Burst still kills it after the Divine Shield pops. Cult Master. Well, do I play that right now? I think I do, actually. Yeah, we'll play this. So what I'm going to do is run this in and get a card to pop Divine Shield. Windspeaker. Well... that actually is pretty decent there. But no, let's just do first things first here. Let's Lava Burst this thing down. And I'm actually going to play Rockbiter Weapon on Healing Totem here. Just to preserve my life and also to get an extra card. If I wasn't getting a card, I might have just used Rockbiter Weapon myself. Lightning Bolt, that's nice to see, and we're going to swing. Well... even without the Windspeaker, this is like the one time the Windspeaker would have been good, and even without him, I have the kill next turn thanks to Lightning Bolt plus this 8/8. Does he have an Ironbark Protector for me or something? That'd be pretty much the only saving grace. Oh no, he just played that. Of course not. Okay, does he have a Defender of Argus? Nope. Alright, well, he's trying to razzle bedazzle me here. I don't even need the Lightning Bolt or the Windspeaker. Now, if I were a douchebag would be play the Windspeaker, play the Silverhand Knight, and Lightning Bolt. I don't know why I always point out what the douchebag move would be. I don't know. Anyway, we beat the Druid. So, he had some decent cards in his deck, but he also had those Stormpike Commandos. I'm gonna go ahead, get ready. This I don't know what we'll call this. We'll call this like Papa Boris pulls stuff out of his ass hour. Basically, my hunch is this: because he didn't kill my totem when he could have, saving it basically to die to a swipe. I guess that he's not as good of a player as someone who's been playing longer, and then he played those 2 Stormpike Commandos. Now, it's possible those were the best cards in their packs, but I'm guessing he thought they were good. And so I'm guessing that was maybe a newer player, and he slightly misdrafted. Although he did have plenty of decent cards in his deck as well. So he was maybe, I'd say he was like a new player, but one who's pretty naturally adept at the game. So if that's not enough ass pulling, then I don't know what is. All right, Rockbiter Weapon, actually not the greatest against fellow Shamans. I mean, it's still good, but the issue is that if your opponent drops a Taunt Totem, then the Rockbiter Weapon is useless. I did get my good 3-drop, but again, this isn't the greatest against Shamans, because they have a bazillion and 1 ways to kill a 3 toughness creature. Alright, well, we're getting our end game, which could be good, could be bad. We have one thing to slow down my opponent's early plays, if this is an aggro Shaman deck, which it could be. I think I've lost to an aggro Shaman once before. And if we can hold on, we might be okay. The Frostwolf Warlord, the problem is this isn't really a good card if the board is empty. So on turn 5, if I haven't managed to keep any creatures alive, this is really bad. Even if it's a 5/5, it's not that great. So I would say I have one of my endgame cards, not the other. Alright, there's the coin for a totem. Well, okay, if that had been a taunt totem, I would actually have to seriously consider using Rockbiter Weapon on it. The reason is that when a Shaman coins out a totem on turn 1, it's almost certain that he has a Flame Tongue totem to back it up. It's the only time I'd ever coin out a totem on turn 1. Now the thing is that if this had been a taunt and he played Flame Tongue after it, then I couldn't actually kill the Flame Tongue. But I was expecting the Flame Tongue to come in, and since this is a healing totem, I could have then killed the Flame Tongue with the Rockbiter Weapon. Anyway, none of that was the case. It was just this. So do I use Forked Lightning to kill the wolf? Or do I just calmly play a Flesh-Eating Ghoul? Well, the problem with Flesh-Eating Ghoul is he could just kill it with what he has on the board, and then I don't really get anything out of it. I just trade it for the wolf and a totem, and plus a Shaman would likely have removal for it. What I'd rather actually do is make a totem. Alright, and then play Forked Lightning. The spell damage sadly doesn't actually make any difference. Wait, I don't have to do Forked Lightning, do I? I could actually play a Rockbiter Weapon. Yeah, Rockbiter Weapon is just as good, isn't it? Let's just do Rockbiter Weapon. We'll save the Forked Lightning for later, especially because the spell damage might actually matter. Now, the reason I wanted to do that rather than make the ghoul is because the ghoul is almost certainly going to die, whereas this stuff might actually live. And I want this stuff to live so that the Frostwolf Warlord is bigger in a couple of turns. It's unfortunate that I have to wait 2 turns to play him. I really wish I could play him next turn. All these totems are likely to... Well, one of these totems is likely to die next turn. But if he plays a creature with only 3 toughness, which is likely because he only has... He's already used his coin. I might... Okay, never mind. That's pretty good. Ah, jeez. So... Wow, I'm drawing all my removal. So basically, if I Forked Lightning now, I can't play Frostwolf Warlord next turn. But if I'm lucky, it will... Well, it's definitely going to hit one of these. If I'm lucky, it'll hit both of them. Ah, this healing totem. I wish it was dead. Well, of course, if it were dead, I wouldn't have the Forked Lightning anymore. Ah, bummer. Well, I'm not gonna pass on a Flesh-Eating Ghoul. We're gonna do this. I could either Rockbiter and kill 1 and not be overloaded, or Forked Lightning and have a chance of killing 2, 1 in 3 chance, but then I can't play the Frostwolf Warlord next turn. Man, this is a good card. I mean, luckily he's overloaded too. All he can do next turn pretty much is play a totem. Okay, what I'm gonna do is... What do my instincts say? My instincts say Rockbiter Weapon. So, I don't know if that's the right move at all, but that is my instinct. Because I mean, if he has a removal spell for the ghoul, which he can at 2 mana, Lightning Bolt or a Rockbiter Weapon will both do the job, then this will be kind of sucky because my Frostwolf will only be a 5/5, and so not being overloaded won't be doing that much for me. Crap, he has it. God damn it. Ah, damn. Well, so now he gets to kill off this totem. And I was actually going to keep that one around. Oh, nope, he's going to kill it off. Okay. And I don't have Overload, but, well, I don't really want to play this when he has a Dust Devil here. Interesting choice leaving the spell damage alive. I guess it was not unreasonable to do, though. Let's play Twilight Drake here. That's a very, very good top deck. It's actually good. And I'm going to hope it hits the Dust Devil here. And it doesn't. Well... this could be a problem. I mean, he's super overloaded here because of the Dust Devil and the Lightning Bolt, so he really can't do much. But yeah, this thing's a bit tricky for me to kill, and it's going to get to whack me for 6, which is kind of a lot. Actually, probably the correct move would be to hit the totem and then hit for 6, or for 3. So you deal a little less damage, but I think that's definitely the right move because, you know, you don't want your opponent to have spell damage totems alive. In fact, if he had killed my 1/1 totem, well, the Forked Lightning still would have killed it because then it would have taken a damage, so never mind. Alright, the Panda, I don't want to Brewmaster that back. We're just going to go ahead and... Yeah, right, man, I'm just going to kill this thing. You can't let that live. I don't want to use Rockbiter Weapon here. What I'm going to do is make a totem, and I'll actually Panda back the totem. So what this does is it puts, well, just 2 things. First of all, it makes me grossly vulnerable to Forked Lightning, which kind of sucks. But the other thing it does is it gives me a creature in my hand that I can pop out with the Frostwolf Warlord. So now, even with an empty board, at 8 mana, which is not next turn, sadly, but the turn after that, I can make Totem, Warlord, and get a 6/6 for 8 mana, but I'm also putting out 2 little things onto the board. Ah, boy, I smell a Forked Lightning here. This Flesh-Eating Ghoul is hungry Oh, Lightning Storm. I'm actually okay with that. That's a much better card, and for more mana, and it accomplished pretty much the same thing. Okay, well, here I think what I'm going to do... Oh, this is easy. Yeah, we're going to do Frost Elemental. And I guess I'm going to freeze my opponent. And then I'm going to kill this ghoul. So the question is, how do I kill it? Lightning Bolt or Rock Biter Weapon? Well, I think Overload next turn matters, because I got nothing else. If I don't top deck anything good, all I'm going to have is this Frostwolf Warlord play, and I want it to be as big as possible. So I will, in fact, kill off this thing. Being at 18 health when my opponent's still at 30 is not my favorite thing in the world, but he is overloaded. He's been overloaded this whole game, so he's only going to get to play 5 minutes worth of stuff. This will likely trade or kill any 5-mana thing he could put out. And then I can do an 8-mana totem, play this totem, and the Frostwolf Warlord, and have an 8/8. So of course, you know, a Hex would be a pretty good answer to that. Given my luck, he probably has it, but that's fine. Wind Speaker, Well, we'll try to do that next turn. So let's do this, hoping it's a taunt. It's not. This. And oh man, I just need to get control of the situation. I think taking that totem off is more valuable than dealing 5 damage, because I'm not going to burn my opponent out anytime soon. Oh, sorry, this is a 7/7, not an 8/8. I apologize. But anyway, if this lives, if it doesn't get hexed, then I can Wind Speaker it and start really bashing in. If it does get hexed, then I can at least Wind Fury that, attack him, and then trade against the Tiger. So it's not super great, really, but it's basically like this was a 4-mana 3/3, deal 5 damage to the opponent in that case. Well, he's had removal all game. I'm not going to complain, though, because to be fair, so have I. It's been 2 Shamans going at each other. Fatty, the Shaman here, who have both had lots and lots of removal. Fatty would be a good name for a druid, I think. Please don't be taunt. It's taunt. God damn it. Bah. Well, the Wind Speaker now is a little bit less impressive. I killed the taunt, and then I killed the Stranglethorn Tiger. Maybe that's the right thing to do anyway, to keep your opponent's totem count down. I don't know. Well, he's thinking a lot, so I guess maybe he actually doesn't have the Hex. I mean, it's not like a guarantee that he's gonna, you know, have these removal spells. I imagine if he had a Hex, he'd do it. Maybe he's thinking, like, do I Hex and kill the frog, or do I trade there and then Hex? I don't know. What would he point? Oh, Fire Elemental. Interesting. I see. Well, my guy got to live to see the light of day. Let's see what I get. Imp Master? Okay, I think the move here is the following. Let's not get greedy. I am low on life. And I could reasonably get burned out here. I actually don't have any life gain in this deck. So I'm going to put Wind Fury on my 7/7. I'm going to kill the totem. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill off both of his creatures. I think that's that was actually like the best Wind Fury dude I've ever seen. Because it basically killed a... It basically killed a 5/5 is what it did. This taunt is nice to see. I'm really happy about that because my life is quite low. And my damage output isn't great. It's like 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. Yeah, it's not super great considering my opponent still has 5 cards and I'm empty. So, yeah, I gotta be a little bit careful about my life. I could very reasonably get burned out, especially if he flips a spell damage totem. So I need to try to prevent as much damage to myself as I can. I did use a couple of Rock Biter weapons and hit myself pretty hard with them. So that is something I'm definitely paying for now. Here's another healing totem. I should say yet another healing totem. This 5/5 has been good for a few turns. It might continue to be. Lava Burst would take it out, but that is a rare, so there's no guarantee that he has it. Alright, what's this play? I mean, a single big creature would actually be quite difficult for me to deal with. I'd have to trade in the Lightning Bolt plus some other stuff for it. Cult Master would be the ball dickens here. Not super likely to get it, unfortunately. There's a lot of cards in my deck, and I think that's my only card drawer because I took a Lightning Storm over a Manatide Totem. It's my only card drawer. Yep, this could have been a Manatide Totem. I have to say, Manatide Totem would be way better than this thing right now. Well, crap. Let's have a Totem, see if we can get some spell damage. 50-50 odds, and they whiff. Now, this is going to be a combo because then my Imp Master will get to keep cranking imps out. But my board's actually kind of full. I could attack into this with my Frost Elemental, and the Frost Elemental would live, but the problem is that, I don't know, it seems like it's a bit greedy to me to do that. Let's play it a little bit more conservatively. I'm gonna just do this. We'll use a Lightning Bolt. And I'm gonna throw away the Imp, because I really want to get a spell damage totem. So I don't want to throw my 1/1 totem away. I'm gonna leave, oh no, I'm not gonna leave it alive. I get to actually kill it. So we'll hit here and hit there. Alright, so let's see what happens here. He could very well have more endgame cards, given that he played the Archmage there, and I would have to, if he plays another big card, I'm going to have to trade the Frost Elemental into it. What I really hope is he plays a lot of little stuff, because now I am actually, I mean, assuming he doesn't kill any of my totems, I have all three, except for the spell damage, so I know it's going to be spell damage totem time, and therefore, Lightning Storm will be really, really good.
Your magic
Gonna silence the It Master, so it's a 1/4 now, soon to be a 1/5. Makes a totem. Does he play anything else? Maybe, hopefully, please? Play something else? Ah, Dust Devil, perfect. Oh man, he might even play something else.
We must cleanse
That's a good thought, but it'll still die to a Lightning Storm. Well, that was fortunate. So, let's see, I could flip a spell damage totem and then Lightning Storm, or I could play Lightning Storm and Fire Elemental. The problem is, see, Lightning Storm, actually, hang on, Fire Elemental is a reasonable decision here, because it's just big. If I play Lightning Storm, I got 2 coin flips. I'm likely to win one of them. Fire Elemental can kill the other. I'm going to trust my instincts, though. My instincts say that that's not the right idea. So I'm going to just do this. We'll Lightning Storm. It's guaranteed to kill off everything now. And there's no more room on the board. But I don't think it's super unlikely that I'm going to be able to, you know, that he's going to play some kind of a creature. And I'll get to bash in. So note, there was no more room for imps, but this is silenced, so it doesn't actually matter. So I could have been a douche and said thank you for silencing my own thing. Now we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, down to 8. Fire Elemental's not quite enough burn. Plus, something would need to die anyway for me to do that. So I'm at least 2 turns away from winning, so I'm not in the most comfortable position ever. He does have 3 cards, which is a decent number of cards. We saw 2 Dust Devils from him. I mean, he's a strong player. He seems to have a lot of removal. But I think there's just way too many Dust Devils. I don't know if I'd ever even play 1, let alone 2. Alright, so let's see what I get here before we make any more decisions. Well, I don't think there's anything better in this pack, so whatever. Let's see, this obviously needs to die. The question is it getting Fire Elementaled, or is it getting Frost Elementaled? I think what I need to do is this. I'm going to do that, and that. We'll use the Fire Elemental to finish this off. That way my Frost Elemental doesn't take any damage. I can still do that. Do I play this thing or do I make a totem? What's the totem going to be? It's going to be a 1/1. I mean, the difference between a 1/1 and a 2/1, not that great. So I'm just going to make a 1/1. I still have, I think, like another Frostwolf Warlord in here. I think I passed on the third, but I do believe I took 2. So I've got another Frostwolf Warlord in here somewhere. That would obviously be great. Assuming, of course, my opponent plays something I can suicide a creature into. And this is 5, 11, 12, 13 damage. Not quite enough for the kill. Alright, there's a Knife Fling. That's unfortunate, but it is going to get healed up. So as long as the Knife Juggler doesn't outright kill something, it's going to be fine.
Drink with me, friend.
He's got the Wombo combo here with the knives. Oh, Jesus. Well, luckily, so actually that's kind of unfortunate that it hit the same thing, because the Healing Totem's only going to heal one of them. And the Frost Elemental. Okay, that's just going to get healed up, that's fine. Alright. Well, let's see what we get here. This is a little bit janky. I don't have any more Lightning Storms, of course, and I've used just about all my removal, I think. I don't know if I have any more removal other than like Lava Burst or something. 5, 6, 12, 13. A Lava Burst, actually, I could win the game with. Alright, that is solid. So, it's unfortunate that I cannot play him right now, because this would have actually been able to kill something if I could play the Stormwind Champion. That's sad. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and run this in, I think, to the Knife Juggler? Or the Raid Leader? So the Knife Juggler hits harder, but the Raid Leader... Sorry, the Raid Leader's ability deals more damage, but the Knife Juggler's Knife Fling. This could be annoying. So we'll run into the Knife Juggler. And we'll play a Stormwind Champion. Now, can I actually win? This is, 7 plus 6 is 13. Oh, I do win now. Right. Because I forgot that it was giving 1/1 to the totems as well. So the Stormwind Champion also was a win like the Lava Burst, and that is going to be the game. Well, this deck This deck, I believe, is going to the distance. I think this is a really, really good deck. So whether I'm right or whether I'm overly optimistic is something that we will find out soon. I should have played the Worgen Infiltrator so I could progress on that stupid daily quest. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe to the channel if you did. And I'm really excited to see the rest of this deck play out. So I hope you are too. Stay tuned. The rest of the games are going to be posted soon. Till then.